having some technical difficulties, so give me one moment. There we go. Goodness gracious. I have had the most hardest technical difficulties you can possibly think. I literally set this up several different ways over the last hour, and then when I went to do it live, everything stopped working for me. So, okay, so I have this on. I've got Periscope down here. Hi, Periscope. And then I've got YouTube, God willing, I believe it's working up here. Supposedly on my computer, which is over here, it's working. So hopefully it is. I'm going to go on Twitter now and tell peeps that I am live and you can ask me questions about the college program or anything. I've literally tried to do this like 3 different times and none of it worked. And it was just this... I've done this before, and it really frustrated me because I was planning on using my laptop for the live stream and then using Periscope on my phone or my iPad. I was actually going to use my iPad, which is up here. And I couldn't get it to work on my computer because YouTube changed how you do live streams. And so I tried using Google Hangouts, which I've used before, and then for whatever reason my webcam didn't want to work because my computer is stupid. So, yeah. Live streaming on YouTube and Periscope, which I totally just spelled incorrectly. Now. Yay. What I was going to have is I was going to have some of my videos on this side playing from like my college program and stuff, but then that didn't work. And then that's pretty much, it all went downhill from there. So, which if you're watching on YouTube, I have no idea why I'm squished for whatever reason. I think my iPad front view camera is having major issues because I was going to load Periscope on my iPad and it didn't want to front view camera. So that was really, really annoying. Hold on, my computer's being really slow all of a sudden. Nothing is working. Everything just decided to be stupid. Let me make sure this is working on YouTube, because as far as I know, it's working. Sad thing is I have no other way. Oops, actually, I do have a way to check it. I was going to say I have no way to check it because all of my other mobile devices that I have to check it are currently being used. But that's not true. Also, I am still sick. So, if I sniffle a lot, I apologize for that. Thank you for the one viewer who's on Periscope, BTW. Hi. I was going to do this, I was going to do this on Memorial Day yesterday, but I was planned to work currently, and, but I managed to give the day away. I'm like high on cold medicine right now, guys. You have no idea. I've been sick for the last week, and it really sucks. And I know I'm like rambling. I'm just not functioning at proper the way I should be right now. Anyway, so life has been really interesting at the Launch Bay lately, specifically at Hollywood Studios. I guess I can say this now. I'm going to do a video about it later, but they're currently in a transitioning stage, I think is the current term I should be using, where because we've had so many attractions closed down at Hollywood Studios, there's like an unbalance of cast members at the moment, because they didn't just, fire all the cast members who worked at the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids play area, Lights, Motors, Action, that whole area. They didn't just fire them, they moved them elsewhere. But when they did that, unfortunately, there's now an unbalance of cast members in this attraction, too many cast members of that attraction, and full-time versus part-time, so everything's off balance. So, because of that, there's actually been several cast who haven't been scheduled as many hours as they should be, because there's, that unbalance of cast. Anyway, so instead of firing a lot of different people, what Disney has decided to do is kind of like reset everyone. And what they're going to do is, with our new bid, where we get to bid what days we have off and what days or shift times we would like during the day, they're also giving us the option to choose which attractions we would like to work, which is actually kind of cool, considering you don't always get to choose what attractions you want. Normally if you apply for like an attractions role, they kind of give you what they have available, and then you can ask to be transferred into another area, but like that area will have several different attractions, so you still may not get the exact attraction that you want, for example. But this way, they're actually going to, not bargain, but kind of discuss, like, hey, would you like this attraction versus that attraction? Like, having us number 1 through whatever, for which attractions that we want. The only issue with this is there's a lot of cast members, myself included, that are very happy where we are and would like to not have to move at all. I currently work at the Star Wars launch bay, and I am absolutely loving it, and I have no plans on leaving anytime soon. Like, I'm very content where I am, working with the people that I'm working with. But unfortunately, because of this, they most likely will be moving me elsewhere, and I don't like that. So I've put down Launch Bay as first. My second choice is the Frozen Sing-Along. My third choice, I believe, is Star Tours, and my fourth choice is Great Movie Ride, and then after that, I honestly can care less, because if I don't get those attractions, then I will most likely be putting in a transfer to be moved elsewhere. Who knows if that's Animal Kingdom, who knows if that's EPCOT. Jared is currently working at EPCOT, and, yeah, so let me hold on a second. Oh, yay, it is working. I just wanted to test to make sure that the YouTube thing is working, and it is. Yay. But yeah, so that's kind of the state that we're at. I guess I could talk about, and like, it's been bittersweet in a sense, because on the one hand, even if I do stay at the launch bay, I won't be working with the same people, because a lot of my friends are actually part-timers, and even though it's going to be good for them to be going elsewhere, because that means they're actually going to get hours, on the flip side, I won't be getting to see them anymore. And even if, like I said, I stay at the launch bay, most of the cast members are going to be moved elsewhere. And so, and this includes like our coordinators, who are kind of like the second in command managers for us. And so I won't even be working with the same leadership that I want. So if way you look at it, whether I stay or whether I go to another location, it's my work life is going to change greatly. On the flip side, today is the date that they start announcing, because like our bid was due yesterday. So all this week they're going to be having meetings with cast members all over the Hollywood Studios, and starting with those who have been working at the company longest down to those who just started. And they're going to be telling us / discussing with us where we're going to be working and what times of the day we're going to be working. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I should know Friday, because my bid meeting is Friday, 11:40. So we will see how this goes. Yeah, it's going to be real interesting. I already had like it was funny because I went from being super mad because I just wanted to get the same days off that Jared did, because Jared has Monday through Friday, working 9 to 5. He has like a regular work week. And I was like, you know, I've done the closing thing for the last 2 years. You know, I'd like to actually have like a regular normal working shift. And so I went into work saying, you know, oh, I hope I get, you know, the weekends off, or I hope I get at least the same time of day that Jared works. I went from that to, I hope I get to stay at the launch bay. But since, like, my seniority, which is, like, how long you've been working with the company, since I'm kind of, like, in the middle, I'm number 240 out of 300 cast members, most likely I'm going to be moved out of the launch bay because there's only so many positions available in the launch bay, and if there's several people who really, really want to work at the launch bay that have been working at the company longer than me, they're going to fill up all the positions, and there's not going to be any room left. And since the launch bay is currently one of the newer attractions at Hollywood Studios, and it's in a lot of ways some of the easier attractions to work, most likely a lot of those who have been working at the company who don't really want to deal with a lot of safety and stuff like that are going to be gone. So that's very sad. Anyway, on the other hand, let me see if I can I want to share this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Hold on. Trying to figure out how to share this link. Give me 1 second. I have the sniffles so badly, it's not even funny. Sad thing is Jared and I are actually going to Animal Kingdom too tonight, and I probably shouldn't be going, but I've been looking forward to this for the last couple of weeks, so I'm going. Oops. I did this wrong. I'm so used to an iPhone 6 at this tiny little... What was that? Fight Club, you don't talk about it. Let's not talk about Fight Club. Yeah, well... It's something that's going to greatly affect my life, and I can't keep secret about it. That, and when I say, oh, by the way, I'm leaving the launch bay, I can't say, you know, I'm just leaving the launch bay, because that's, like, extremely random, you know? So, that's all I can say about it, though. I mean, it is going to help a lot of cast members, though. I will tell you, it is going to help a lot of cast members, and hopefully this will mean that the cast members working the attractions will actually like working the attractions, which will be good for everyone. So it'll be good. It'll be good for everybody, this transfer that's happening. So it's one of those things where it's gonna hurt, but the way we're looking at it now, because we're all like really sad about it, but the way we're thinking about it is kind of, and this is, I know, like mixing Universal with Disney World, but bear with me here. The way we're looking at it is, because even the attractions are separated in several areas, like the Star Tours area has, you know, several attractions and kind of that grouped together. So we're kind of like joking around about how each area is like a different Hogwarts house. And so this bid is like the sorting hat, and we're going to get sorted into several different houses. And so that's kind of how we're joking around about it, is that's how we're gonna be sorted into different houses. So it's like, what house are you getting sorting into? That, and you know, we were talking about how like we feel like our launch bay family is getting broken up. That's not really the case, because we're all going to be moved together. So like, yeah, I might be taken away from the launch bay, but I'm also gonna be going there with several of my other friends. So yeah, Hollywood Studios is really confusing. Hold on a second. My bedroom door was open. I just wanted to close it. I wonder who's home. I'm gonna laugh if it's Jared. Doesn't sound like Jared. Anyway, sorry, my fiance's working, and I'm pretty sure he's not coming home till later. So anyway, launch bay, far side of Star Wars. Yeah, I know. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of annoying when we have to when people come to the launch bay and they think it's Star Tours, and when we direct them where Star Tours is, we say, oh, it's on the other side of the park. It's like such like a downer, you know, because it literally is on the exact opposite side of the park. It's just on the other side of the Frozen Sing-Along building. And it's really kind of sad. Hey, BSB Fan 89. Sorry, I completely forgot that I had chat on my computer. Angry Tourist. It's not really Angry Tourist. It's more like if you don't know where you're going, because most people would assume if you're going to have Star Wars attraction, you would put it over by the Star Wars attractions. And actually, a lot of people thought it was going to go where the old audition rooms were for American Idol, myself included. And I guess they realized that the space wasn't big enough. And so, you know, but like, I try to tell people that, because like Hollywood Studios, if we think it's rough now, Hollywood Studios is going to go through some really rough growing pains here. And I don't want to go into it too much because not much has been announced by Disney yet. But I can tell you that there's going to be some really rough growing pains here through the next couple of years. Like, we were all talking about it as cast members. Like, we think this transfer is going to be a big issue. Like, there's a lot of things, like, that are going to be just really rough. It's going to be a rough couple of years. But it's one of those things where change doesn't happen without some rough patches, you know? It's like, think about it this way. Like, you're trying to start a new habit, like working out or whatever. Like, it's really rough to get into the habit of going to working out and dragging yourself and getting yourself toned and everything. But like, once you get there, it's going to be like, all of that work's going to be totally worth it. And so all we can do is hope and pray that Star Wars Land and Pixar Place is going to be as amazing as they're telling us. And I really hope it is. I have faith that they're going to do a really good job at it. Like, the new Fantasyland, the detail in it is really amazing, and they have actually a lot of space. A lot of people don't realize how much space they're actually going to be using for Hollywood Studios, because it's not a replacement. Like, they're not just replacing stuff in the back of Hollywood Studios. It's an expansion. They're actually going to be building into areas that they currently don't have attractions in. And so it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, guys. I promise you it will be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Trying to see if there's anything on Twitter. Any questions or anything. Notifications. Haha, yeah. Someone just liked my tweet. Anyway, 1 second. I'm going to pin this. Pin to my profile page. Boop. Pin. I want to pin this one. Lied. Yes. Okay. It's really weird looking at a live stream video and seeing the side view of myself. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, there should be a chat on the side here. Say something. Can I like post a smiley face? Oh my gosh, guys, there's stickers for the YouTube chat. What is this? Oh my gosh. That's freaking awesome. Sorry, I got really excited. They've completely changed how they do YouTube. YouTube is so different from when I originally started. Just checking to make sure Periscope is still going. I think. Ah! Well, it was. Oh, it still is. Periscope, you just got a nice view of my my tripod. All right. Let's see if I can answer some questions you guys currently have. Well, let me start out with how I became a cast member. Okay. This is kind of a long story. So, Reader's Digest version of how I became a cast member. I started in a Disney college program. I did 2 programs, actually. I did fall 2011. I was outdoor foods at Magic Kingdom, which I will tell you was an experience in its own. And then I did Spring Advantage, which is spring and summer, and then I extended it to the fall. I did Spring Advantage 2014, and I was Fantasyland Attractions. I specifically worked Princess Fairy Tale Hall. I got to welcome Anna and Elsa coming into the hall. That was interesting. I also got to work the Prince Charming Regal Carousel, which is an extremely old attraction, and I also worked Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is still one of my favorite attractions at Magic Kingdom. I absolutely love it. It has a special place in my heart. That said, I did that for a whole year, and I told myself that if I could do this for a whole year, working a very busy area at Magic Kingdom, which is one of the busiest parks at Disney World, that I could make it as a cast member. Lo and behold, I did it. So, moving on from there, I then put in to be part-time and or full-time. Disney will most likely hire you as a part-timer before they'll hire you as a full-timer. So I applied for part-time and full-time in merchandise and attractions. And you get to choose 5 different roles, or 5 different areas for each. I don't remember which ones I chose, but I got accepted for part-time merchandise at Storybook Circus, which I will tell you was not my first choice, to be honest. It was interesting. I actually really enjoyed that experience because I liked working in a store. I liked working at a Magic Kingdom store because it made me busy. And it was actually nice to work in an area that closed earlier than the rest of Magic Kingdom because it closed at 11, which I really, really liked because sometimes the park hours went until like 2 o'clock in the morning. That was really bad. Anyway, sorry. I'm still sick, as I mentioned before. Then, what I did was I cannot remember when exactly. It was sometime at the end of last summer. I got a temporary transfer to be a fairy godmother in training, but it was to be a fairy frost mother for a test it was like a Frozen Bippity Boppity boutique, basically. And they actually had that at Hollywood Studios. And it took place in the area where they had the old American Idol audition rooms, and they turned those into basically little Bippity Boppity boutique rooms. And it was really, really cool. That was truly a magical experience. Like, that's probably my favorite role I've worked thus far, and if I could transfer into being a fairy frost mother in training, I would jump on that in a heartbeat for many, many, many different reasons. Anyway, moving on from that, because that ended, I think, end of September, I believe, or mid-September, I think it was, and so I went back to being part-time. Then they advertised a new attraction coming to Hollywood Studios for Star Wars. And that was going to be the Star Wars Launch Bay. So I applied for that. I applied only for full-time because at that point I needed full-time just financially. And I got it. I was very, very shocked that I got it. And yeah. And so that's where I currently work now. I work at the Star Wars Launch Bay at Disney Hollywood Studios, which is 2 character meet and greets and a gallery and a 10-minute film with a behind-the-scenes look at Star Wars and what's coming for the future, which we really need to update our film because everyone pretty much knows everything in the film at this point. But anyway, that said, it's pretty awesome, and I'm optimistic about where I'm going to be headed next. Star Tours, it's very much a ride, and so there's a lot more safety, and there's a lot of other qualities that go into that, which I've never actually done a ride other than the carousel, and that was not a good experience. Then there's Great Movie Ride, which is a ride, but it's a very slow-moving ride, and that doesn't even require seatbelts. And there are some safety things involved in that, but that's more spieling than anything else. Like, there's a lot of spieling that goes into that, and playing the cowboy, playing the gangster, playing the host. That's going to be like half acting, almost, from what I've heard. And then, what's the other one? Oh, Frozen, which I really want to do Frozen because I actually like working in theater. It's just getting people to move down to the end of the rows and getting people ready for the show. And I do like Frozen. I think the Fairy Frost Mother experience really got me into liking Frozen again. Because when Anna and Elsa came to the hall, it kind of ruined Frozen for me, just because everyone was obsessed with meeting Anna and Elsa, and that's all they seemed to care about, and they would do anything to meet Anna and Elsa, and that was just kind of sad and ridiculous. Can I make this any bigger, I wonder? Oh, look at that! I can. We've been streaming for 25 minutes, and I just learned I can make the video bigger. That's really sad. Anyway. Out of all the roles I have done in different areas, what has been my favorite? Oh, hold on, let me do that. My favorite would have to be being a Fairy Frost Mother, just because you got a lot of personal time with the guests. You get about, because the experience is supposed to be about 20 minutes tops, so you get 20 minutes with this little girl, or little boy, and their family, whoever's joining them, and you get to play pretend with them. You're playing dress up, which is what I used to do when I babysat little kids, and you're turning them into this princess, and you get to talk about princesses, and you get to pixie dust them and talk about how beautiful their dress is. And I also like trying to put a spin on it, because one thing that they told us when we were Fairy Frost Mothers is don't emphasize the fact that they look prettier now that they are wearing makeup, or now that they are dressed in a princess dress and look like a princess. Emphasize that this helped bring out the princess inside them, that they have the beauty within them, and that they don't need to wear makeup to feel like a princess. And that was something that I thoroughly enjoyed that they emphasized on it. Because a lot of times you'll see little ones come through and they're like all acting prissy and everything, and you think like, oh, they feel like they're all pretty now that they're in this dress. It's like, no, they are encouraged that, you know, you don't have to wear makeup to be beautiful, or you don't have to be sparkly to be beautiful. It helps, but you don't have to be. You have that beauty within you. And I think I just liked, you know, like the personal one-on-one, and you feel like you made a difference, and so that's pretty cool. That's the only role that I can think of in the parks anyway that's actually tipped, other than maybe table service, because we aren't allowed to accept tips anywhere else, and so that's a perk. But I did absolutely love the one-on-one with the little girls, and I felt like I was making more of an effort, or not an effort, but like more of a difference that way, because in most roles you only get 30 seconds with the guests, like, welcome, come right on in. That's it. That's the first and last time you're going to see that cast member or see that guest. With this, you're sitting down in an area, you're talking to the person the entire time, and they're going to remember your name, and they're going to remember at least half of what you said, and all the different things that you did for them. And so, yay. So that was my favorite one. Absolute favorite one. My least favorite one would definitely have to be outdoor foods, just because I was not used to working in the heat. There is a lot of food safety involved in that. You have to make popcorn, you have to clean the popcorn wagon. Popcorn wagons are not easy to clean. You can tell in a lot of my Disney College Program vlogs that I went home smelling like vinegar, and I was not happy about that. That was not a fun thing. But my dream role at Disney World would be to be one of the parade dancers in Move It, Shake It, Dance It, Play It. Not even Festival of Fantasy, because I know there's a lot of more dance moves to that, but the Move It, Shake It, Dance It, Play It, I absolutely love. It's so much fun. You get to dance with the kids, you get to dance with the characters. It's just this big dance party, and I absolutely love that. That would be my dream. I don't think I could do it because I do have a bad foot and I have a bad knee, and I know I can't ice skate for long periods of time, so dancing for long periods of time might be bad for my knee as well. But who knows what the future may hold. That might be something I do. I know lately I have been, since I've been making a lot of friends in entertainment, with working so close to them at the launch bay, that is something that I've started to seriously consider positively, because normally I've always been like, they have such a tight knit set of rules that they have to follow for character integrity that it's really can be really hard. But on the flip side, it's really fun to get to play with the characters. So that's something that I may want to go into it for is entertainment. We'll see how this transfer turns out, and I feel like where I am, my record card looks pretty good, so transferring out shouldn't be too difficult. But we will see about that. I would really like to not be sick anymore. I'm just going to throw that out there. Let me check on my Periscope real quickly. Okay, good. Oh, and for those who have Periscope, sorry, Periscopers, you're getting a nice view of my shirt. There we go. Jared and I are going to Animal Kingdom, and I will be periscoping / vlogging tonight. Ooh, that just looked really bad all of a sudden. I actually am going to look up some of my old vlogs. Oh, you know what's really cool about this transfer? Is we just got like a ton of new CPs, and none of them are having to move. So for once, like, the CPs are getting the better end of the deal, and they're not having to move where they're located. So, but it kind of sucks though, because there's a couple of CPs that we've had since opening. They've just extended their program, and now they're gonna be stuck with all new people. They're not happy about that. I wouldn't be either. I'd be really sad if everyone just left, because we don't have that many CPs to begin with. Most of the time you get like 6 or 7 at a time, and then you have a couple of ICPs, which are international college programmers. We don't have, I don't think we have any international. I think we just got 2 actually, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 regular CPs, and we have 2 new ones coming in, I believe. So that's about 7. So they're going to be the only ones that got to know the openers, at least those who are moving on. I kind of wish I posted more vlogs towards the end of my program, because a lot happened, but it was just because a lot happened that I wasn't able to post a lot. What is this? I just realized there's a button. Message, reminder, add to notes, Facebook. Nope. Oop, go away. Well, that was just to share the link. Can I post something here? Can I say like hi? Hey, howdy. Done. Haha, it worked. Cool. Now the chat is up on my screen. I can't get it down. That's okay. Oh my goodness, I'm just looking my Magic Band unboxing video. I have so many Magic Bands, guys. You have no idea. Oh, I guess I could talk about Jared's PI. You know, I'm going to talk about that, actually. And I'll do a separate video with him, actually, in this, kind of explain it. So, I have to back up for the Jared's Disney Professional Internship. That kind of started a while ago. It started last year. He applied for it. Jared just finished graduating, by the way. And last year he applied for last summer, for summer 2015. He applied for it's a park safety kind of internship. I don't know the exact name for it, but his major involves industrial safety, health, I believe. It's somewhere in that general area. And so he applied for that, and he almost got it. Like, the guy, the manager who was organizing the team really wanted him, but like there was another candidate that was, I don't know if it was better for the job or what it was, so they went with him instead. But he told Jared to apply for next year, which would be this year. And so he did, and he got it. But here's the interesting thing: he applied for Because like the college program, it's an internship, but it's more of a temporary it's a temporary job, with working at the parks. The professional internships are more like an internship. Like if you had, like I had a marketing internship with my college, like where I sat at the desk and I designed stuff for him. That is more the type of internship the professional internships are. That said, they are ran differently. So he applied for the summers, and he applied to be on the safety team for Magic Kingdom, which I thought that was going to be really interesting, just because Jared and I had both worked there. For those who don't know who Jared is my fiance. We met in the college program, 2014. We're now engaged. Fast forward, back to my story. Anyway, and he applied for it, and the guy who was organizing it really liked him because it was the same guy from last year. But because they were reorganizing managers at the time, and they were doing that for Hollywood Studios too, he ended up going to EPCOT, and so he wanted to take Jared there as well. So Jared is now working at EPCOT as a like park safety intern in a sense. He has like his own little desk. He has a trailer that he works with the other people on the safety team. He goes into corporate meetings all the time. He's met the vice president of EPCOT, like a couple of other things. Like he's like, it's very, very corporate Disney, and I'm both excited about it and very jealous at the same time, just because it's like, that must be nice. Here's me, I just got kicked out of my break room because it's under refurb and they have nowhere to put us. Anyway, I digress. That said, he's really excited about this because he's getting to work with a lot of different people, and what I like about this is it's helping improve the safety of EPCOT, which Jared, having worked in a very busy area that I don't want to say doesn't always have time for safety, because that's not true. Safety is our first priority. It's just sometimes problems don't get fixed as quickly as they should, and he knows that, and so now he's able to help even more, help better that, which I really like. I've been really proud of him. He said he was walking around the other day. One of his jobs was to walk around, to take pictures of things that were unsafe, that needed to be helped or fixed. And I think with his, because he worked Spring Advantage as well as a Fantasyland attractions, and he worked all last summer as a Blizzard Beach slide ops. So he's got kind of like a good mixture of safety knowledge on top of what he's been trained in his major. And so, but that's really cool that he gets to do that. I'm really jealous about it because I would have loved to do graphic design. And I got really close to getting one. I got a phone interview, and I was in the top 5, and I didn't get it, and it made me really, really sad, because I didn't have time to apply for another one, just because of when I was graduating and stuff, so that kinda sucked. You know, I'm kind of surprised I don't have more viewers on Periscope, because I always get a ton of random people on Periscope. I'm gonna change this real quick. I am so tired of being sniffly, being sniffly, being sniffly. I'm going to say DCP, Walt Disney World, cast, Q, and A. Start broadcast. Flip. Flip, flip, flip. Oh my gosh, my roommate is making something. It smells amazing. If you guys have any questions, like I said, about anything, about my cast member life, about Hollywood Studios, about any of the new attractions coming out, about Disney Springs, anything. Hey guys, I'm Periscope. If you guys have, and like I said, if you guys have any questions about the Disney College program, about Disney's professional internships, about anything Walt Disney World, or even kind of Disneyland, because I have friends at Disneyland too. My family and I are coming down for a vacay in October. Do you have any tips for Mickey's Not So Scary? Oh my gosh, Mickey's Not So Scary, guys. That is like my favorite time of the year. I am so freaking excited about that. I could make a whole video about that. Okay, tips. I will tell you, Mickey's Not So Scary is the best party, celebrational, seasonal event Disney has. I mean, better than Christmas. And the only reason it's better than Christmas is because normally it's less busy. But for their Mickey's Not So Scary, they have more shows, more, I don't want to say parades, but like they have more like things to it. They have the Boo to You parade. They have the Hocus Pocus Castle Stage show. There's the Hallowishes fireworks show. There's several different dance parties that they normally do around the different lands. There's trick-or-treating, so there's free candy, and it's legitimate candy everywhere. I mean, like Hershey's, Reese's, you name it, they got it type of thing. Yeah, okay, I will tell you that your day ticket, because this is how I used to think it was, like, I thought you had to, like, pay extra on top of your regular ticket to get in. No. So let's say it's $70. I think a ticket is $70. That $70 for that ticket, that means you can get into the park, I believe, at 4, at least this is how last year it was. So what we would do is we would go into the park at about 4. This means that you can get fast passes, because there's no fast passes during the party, which the party starts at 7, so there's no fast passes after 7. So you go in at 4, you ride the couple of rides that you really, really want to do, because you most likely won't have time to do it later. And, then that's enough time. That's like, 3 hours? That's enough time to get at least 3 good rides in and do a couple more things. I also suggest you do, at least they did this last year, they announced, or they released the Mickey's Not So Scary merchandise before the party started. So if there's any merchandise like t-shirts, pins, I know they have really cool magic bands. I have last year's magic band. Like if there's any merchandise for the parties that you want to get, I suggest you get it first thing, like when you go in, because all you have to do is show your wristband, because what they'll do is if you go into the park at 4, then they'll give you a wristband at the front of the park. If you're in the park already, you can, I think it's either after 4 or after 5, you can pick up the wristband there's several different wristband locations throughout the park. All you have to do is give them your ticket, because you'll get a hard ticket, or have them scan your Magic Band if it's connected to your Magic Band. They'll just scan it, it'll pop up that you have a Mickey's Not So Scary ticket for that day, and you'll get a wristband. And yeah, so like do your merchandise shopping first off, go into the park at 4 as early as you can, you won't regret it. It's also fun to get all your pictures with characters and stuff done first, because there's several other special Halloween characters that won't come out until after the party has started. I will tell you though, sometimes because they get so busy, they may have them out earlier than 7, just because of the lines start so long, and they'll just check your wristband. So if you can get your shopping done and some of the characters done first, and get that out of the way, because later on you're going to want to do trick-or-treating. Also the trick-or-treating lines, they get shorter as the evening goes on, because the little ones have to go home. Also plan for the parades. There's 2 parade times, 2 Boo to You times. I think there's 4 to 5 Hocus Pocus stage shows. Don't quote me on it, but I will tell you, the later the shows are, the less people there are. The later the night goes on, the less people there are in the parks. There is only one Hallowishes show, and it's just like the regular castle show in the sense where it's made for you to see it in front of the castle, but you don't have to be in front of the castle to see the fireworks. The fireworks are still awesome wherever you are. It's probably my favorite fireworks show, next to the Star Wars fireworks shows. That's my favorite seasonal one anyway. It's just really, really cool. They play different music in all of the different lands. So like Main Street lights up like a Halloween party. I think they play like pirate music. and other kind of like rock kind of songs. In Adventureland, they play kind of the more kiddie villain songs. In Fantasyland, I can't remember what they play in Tomorrowland. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Mickey's Not So Scary. It's my favorite time of the year, to be honest. I absolutely love it so much. It's my favorite time. I need water. Water. Let's see. What else can I talk about? You guys have any questions? Like I said, I'm going to check Twitter here in a second. It's really funny seeing you rambling on this video down here. It's like Danny-ception. Oh my goodness. I don't know what my roommate is making in the kitchen, but it smells freaking amazing. Oh my goodness gracious. What I can actually smell, that is. Because I can't smell very much. Universe videos. I'm really excited about the Kong ride. It looks scary, but I'm excited anyway. It's really crazy to think that I've been doing these videos for over 4 years. 4 years? Yep, over 4 years. The first video I posted, that was a vlog. Whoa, stop. Cease. I didn't know the audio was on for that. July 10th, 2011. Wow. I really like the parks in the fall. The parks have actually been really busy. Like last year for fall, we didn't really have much of an off season. It was like busy all year round, which is really, really surprising, to be honest. But this year, I think with prices going up for some things, that we've had less. I think someone said something about less than 7% of people have been coming to the parks, which, yeah, is a bad thing, but like, in a sense, it's a good thing for everyone who is, because that means it's less busy. At least I'm happy about it. I know it's kind of a bad financially for Disney, but on the other hand, it's like, that means there's less people. Yay, less lines. And I cannot stress getting fast passes, even if it's last minute. If you're going on your way to a park, or even if you don't think you're going to be going, get them anyway, because if you don't, you can just cancel them, and there's some magical moment for some guest that wants fast passes and couldn't get any. But if you do end up going, at least you got fast passes, because Stephanie and I have been to the parks before when it was really, really busy, and we didn't get fast passes, and we weren't really able to do anything. I think we just went to go see the parade, and then we wanted to stay and go on a couple of rides, but we couldn't get fast passes for anything, and everything had like really long lines, so it ended up not being worth it, which kind of sucked. But that is Disney for you. I really wish I went to my last winter formal or spring fling, whatever it was, because it was themed for Once Upon a Time princesses and stuff, and I would have absolutely been all over that, but I couldn't go because I had to work, and I couldn't get the day off because reasons. I wonder if there's any way. Oh, I can't do that because I would have to sign out. Trying to see if I can share the video, but I cannot. That is okay. I'm going to see if I can play. Where is my first? Well, there's my first live chat that I did back when my camera was working. Bitter. Technical difficulties. What can I say? Traveling to Disney. Oh my goodness, this vlog right here. my college program check-in tips has over 11,000 views.
Oh, and I don't know anybody. Well, I practically don't know anybody.
I remember that because we had a meetup that we did, all of the college programmers coming in, and we met up at what was called Downtown Disney at the time, and we met up just to talk what our feelings about it and what we were hoping to get to work at and what the different roles we were accepted in. It's funny that because several of these people that I'm seeing in the video, I'm still Facebook friends with. And they're still cast members. Oh, I hope that wasn't thunder.
It's 5:10, I believe. It is really, really early. I'm really tired. Probably maybe got 5 hours sleep again.
Oh my goodness. I remember that back when you had to get there super early to check in. I hated that. Got there so early. I mean, it ended up working, but like, I was so tired. That whole day was just like the day that never ended. Vista Way. I have mixed feelings about Vista Way. If you lived at Vista Way, comment below. Or if you had ever been to Vista Way. Vista Way has a bad rap. And it's not just Vista Way. Vista Way gets a bad rap just because it's the oldest complex out of all of the Disney College Program complexes. But that just means it has more of a history. That doesn't mean it's necessarily worse than the others. Man, I am so glad that they redid how the college program works when it comes to check-in. It is like 10 times easier now than it used to be. I have a car. Oh, this is also when I met, or I got to meet face to face, Kelsey. Oh God, what is her name? I know her as Kelsey, but I don't know her YouTube name. I think it's Kelsey Doing Disney. She was also a CP, and she was PhotoPass. She's not a cast member anymore, but I think she was writing, or she wrote a book on her time as a cast member. She and I are still friends. It's a fun fact. She and I actually have the same birthday. But yeah, she's still awesome. She's married now to her Prince Charming, which is adorable. This video is so freaking long. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Work hard, play hard. Inside the Disney College Program. There's a lot of truth to that documentary, BTW. But yeah, I guess let me talk about some things about, like, if you want to become a Disney cast member. One, I always tell people it's not easy, but there is a role for everyone. There's a role at a location for everybody. It's not the same for everyone. For example, I don't think I could ever enjoy custodial, but a lot of people enjoy custodial, so that's a good thing. If you are looking to get a job with Disney, your best in would be either the Disney College Program, which means you have to be in college, at least taking 2 courses in college, and then you can apply. You can also go on DisneyCareers.com and you can look for full-time and part-time positions. Most of the time they're looking for like really specific corporate positions. Sometimes they have lifeguard available, but the thing is if you can get in to Disney, then you can transfer to another role. So if you don't like where you're currently working, or you don't like the role that you're currently working at, if you really want to be a cast member, you can transfer to another place. So let's say you accept lifeguarding, but you really don't like lifeguarding. You can, after 6 months of working there, you can transfer to another location and get somewhere where you want to be. So unfortunately, that's just how it works. Unless, like I said, corporate is completely different when it comes to transferring and management and everything. It's completely set up differently than an in-park cast member's employee, I don't know how to put that. Anyway, I love being a cast member. As of now, I don't have any intention on not being a cast member. I want to be a cast member at least until I have kids. Once I have kids, whatever Jared's current job is will determine whether or not I will be a cast member. If his job can't financially support the two of us, then most likely I will be at least part-time cast member. That's a whole other thing that we won't even be crossing that bridge for many, many years. We gotta get married first. So we're just hoping that this current professional internship that he's doing actually turns into a job, which there is an opening from what he's told me. So here's hoping that he gets the job. That'll be good for both of us. The quicker he gets a full-time job, stable job, the quicker we get married. Yay! But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been talking for an hour. I know I said I was going to do this until 3. But I don't know if I can talk any longer than I currently am/are. So I'm going to be doing Periscope, guys, tonight with Jared. Actually, I think I'm going to take a nap because I'm really tired and I'm not feeling well at all. So, hoping I feel better. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any current questions even after this live stream is finished, I am going to answer them as quickly as I can. I try to answer all of my comments now. I've got this really cool app that works really, really well that I've been using, and it works wonders. Also, if you have any questions on Periscope, I'll try to answer them. I can't always answer them when I'm walking around the park because it's kind of awkward. It's awkward enough me holding a phone to, walking around and talking to it. But if you ask, in-depth cast member questions, while I'm in the park, because I don't really like to advertise that I'm a cast member when I'm a guest in the park, because then guests come and ask me questions about everything. It's like, guys, I'm trying to play and have fun just like you. Can I not be working now, please? Thank you. Because, once you say, oh, I'm a cast member, and someone has all these different questions about just random guest questions, you can't not answer them because they're like, oh, they don't want to answer my question. You gotta, you can't not. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just too nice of a person. I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments on whatever, comment below, and I will answer your comments and your questions as quickly as I possibly can. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're on Periscope, go on YouTube. My channel's The Danny Diaries. Go subscribe. And, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want me to do another one of these with, more in advance or, a better time or whatever, let me know, and I will totally do it now that I've figured out how I can do it. Anyway, bye, guys. I have to figure out how to turn this off.